Hello friends, welcome to Technique. This is Nirmal here, and in this video we'll share some camera tips you can try out on the Realme 6. So Realme 6 comes with a 64 megapixel quad rear camera. So we have the 64 megapixel Samsung's GW1 sensor. We have an ultra wide angle camera, a macro sensor, as well as we have a depth sensor, and you also get a 16 megapixel in display camera. So now we'll share some tips and tricks you can try out on the camera UI alone. So if you open the camera app, you can see that this is a typical app we have seen on all the Realme smartphones. So we have the night mode, video mode, portrait, 64 megapixel. So all those things are included. So here we'll show you some tips and tricks you can try out on this device. First step, you can see that there is a 1x available here. So if you want to use the ultra wide angle camera, go to the dot at the end. So you can see that this is now the ultra wide angle camera. So that's how it looks. So if you want to switch the 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, this is how it works. Then if you come back, this is the 1x, that's the regular mode. Now if you want to zoom it, there are two modes available, 2x zoom and 5x zoom is there. And if you want to go beyond 5x zoom, so what you need to do is just press here, and you can see that you can just go here back to 10x zoom. So this is the 10x zoom maximum which is available. So you can go there to 10x zoom. So I hope you are getting a clear view here. So this is the 10x zoom. So 5x and 2x is available directly. If you want more zoom, you can just tap on it and then drag the slider to 10x zoom. So that's another useful option. Now in the picture mode, there is something called as the chroma boost. So chroma boost will get you some vivid images. So you can see that this option, if you turn on, you will get some really vibrant images. So if you want that way, you can go with that option. Now there are some filters also available here. So you can see that there are a few filters available in case you want to try filters. So that option is also available here. Now if you go to settings, here you can see that you can touch the viewfinder to take photo. That option is there. So this is basically not recommended because touch will generally can be used for focusing. So basically if you tap on the screen, it will focus. So instead of that, if you want to tap and take photos, you can enable this. Then there is AI scene detection mode. So AI scene detection is something which you can enable because that will get you slightly better overall image experience. Then there is also watermarking option. So that's again self-explanatory. Now if you go to the video recording mode, so video recording, you have this option. So video quality, you can see that 1080p resolution, and we have 4K support, 720p. In 1080p resolution, we have two options, 60 fps and 30 fps. Remember, if you want the electronic image stabilization, go with that 30 fps. 60 fps does not have electronic image stabilization, and also if you go with 4K, you have just the 30 fps option. Again, 4K does not have electronic image stabilization enabled. Now if you want to do ultra wide angle video mode, go to the video mode, again tap on this icon, and this will be ultra wide angle video mode. This is at 1080p at 30 fps with electronic image stabilization enabled. Now if you want to take some night pictures, better go with the night mode because night shots are not that great, and if you enable the night mode, you get slightly better imaging ability. So in low light condition, make sure take photos with the night mode. Now there is also 64 megapixel mode. So this camera is basically having a 64 megapixel mode. By default, it takes pictures in 16 megapixel. So if you want a 64 megapixel picture, you can shoot with that. And this is having almost like 15 MB in size. So it's a larger size file. So unless you really want the 64 megapixel, you should be going with the regular mode. Now if you go to the more mode, here we have ultra macro. So this helps in taking close-up shots. So at least like 4 cm is something recommended, and we have done a detailed camera review. Found the macro mode to be not that great, but you can just enable it if you want, and that's the macro mode available. Now there is also slow motion mode. If you want, you can record slow motion videos. There are two options, 240 fps, and you get also 120 fps. So that's a slow motion option. Then there is expert mode. So expert mode is basically for people who want to play around with the options. You can see you can change the ISO. It can go up to 3200 from 100. Then shutter speed is there, white balance, autofocus. You can go with the options. Manual focus is included, so that's the manual focus, and exposure values can be set. So this is expert mode basically for people who want to have better control of their photos. You can go with the expert mode. Now if you go to selfie mode, So this is a selfie mode, and if you go to selfie mode, you also get night mode in selfie. So if you want to take low light selfies, the recommended option is night mode, because in night mode selfies you still get a slightly better overall experience, especially in low light conditions. So those are some of the tips and tricks you can try out on the Realme 6 with the camera UI. So hope you enjoyed watching this video. You also can have a look at our camera review of this device to get an idea about how the camera performance is. So that's it for this video. This is Nirmal signing off. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great day.